David Peterson making the start today. The 6'6" left-handed pitcher, former first-round pick of the New York Mets, sees the Washington Nationals for the 12th time in his career.
Abrams rolls one on the ground. McNeil on the backhand. The crossbody throw in time for the first out of the game.
Soft line drive out to shallow left center will fall. And Lane Thomas on with one out.
Man, nice job right here, but the righties have really challenged him with that slider this year.
First pitch to Wood, a bouncer past the mound. Lindor across the bag, fields it on the right side and throws to first in time to get Wood as Thomas goes to second.
They throw in behind Thomas, and that was not anywhere close. Lane will advance to third, so a throwing error on Peterson moves Thomas up 90 feet.
Walk number 48 for Winker, lengthy at bat. So that brings Riley Adams to the plate.
First pitch popped in the air to right field, not deep. Plenty of time for Taylor, who's waiting, now drifts back into his right to make the catch, and that retires the side.
Bottom of the first inning, 25-year-old left-hander Mackenzie Gore completing his warm-up tosses for the Nationals. No score as the Mets come to bat with Francisco Lindor, Brandon Nimmo, and J.D. Martinez here in the bottom of the first inning.
Fastball's hit out to center off the bat of Lindor. Jacob Young tracking it down for out number one.
One man away, that'll bring up Brandon Nimmo. When Nimmo, for the first time in his career, homered for the third straight game.
Gore rocks, kicks. The left-hander delivers. Fastball is lined to left center field. Wood going back, way back, warning track. Makes the catch. Bangs into the fence and holds on with the ball in the webbing of the glove. James Wood uses all of Citi Field and bangs into the fence, loses his cap, but makes the play.
And Martinez draws the two-out walk, and it'll bring up Pete Alonso.
Got in on his hands. And that won't feel good. A pop up to short. Alonso barely makes it 3/4 of the way down the line.
Yepez played 6 games with the Nats since they called him up, and he's hit in all 6.
Juan Yepez, a line drive to deep left. This ball's carrying off the top of the wall. Brandon Nimmo will play it off the fence. Juan Yepez into second, standing up. Continuing a nice first week as a National, and continuing to do the baby shark to Gerardo Parra over there at first.
Garcia has only hit .228 against lefties. It's about 50 points less than his season average of .277.
Peterson delivers. Swinging a slow tapper towards short. Yepez runs right past the ball. Up with it. Lindor throw to first. Not in time. Safe the call by Ryan Wells, the umpire at first. A golden chance with Trey Lipscomb, the batter. Runners first and third and nobody out.
And the curveball struck him out. Peterson dialing back to strike out Lipscomb for his first strikeout in the first out of the inning. And the curveball struck him out. He goes to the curve to strike out Lipscomb, and he does the same to Young. And he's gotten 2 outs to pin that runner at third.
Yepez, the runner at third, is not a fast man. So 1 and 2, the count to Abrams.
And a good stop by Torrens. He just flicked out that mid and somehow knocked it down on a hop. And Alvarez is appreciative as anybody. And Abrams takes strike 3 call. Fastball right down the middle. And Peterson, after first and third and nobody out, strikes out 3 in a row.
And there are 2 away here in the home half of inning number 2. Bader at .275 in 80 games, 15 doubles, 6 homers, and 32 knocked in. And now the wide of the pitch. Swing and a miss. Blows him away with an elevated fastball at 97 miles an hour for Gore, as tracked by the Naka radar gun. He has his first strikeout and a 1-2-3 bottom of inning number 2.
Scoreless game, top 3. Peterson set. Infield back. Thomas leads. The kick and the pitch. Thomas goes. Pitch taken for strike 3. Throw down to second is in time for the out. Thomas slides right into Lindor's glove on a beautiful feed from the catcher Luis Torrens. Here's a 1-1. Winker hits a little weak ground ball up the first baseline. Peterson over to field. Spin. Fire. Got him. Inning over. So an inning that began with a walk ends up where Peterson faces the minimum.
As a curveball swung and missed for strike 3. Torrens makes the toss to complete the putout. 5 strikeouts now for Peterson.
Bouncing ball to second. McNeil to his right. He's got it. Plenty of time to throw to first and end the inning. Now the Nationals starting to get aggressive on Peterson, and that means some quick outs. I think one of the things about Nimmo is that he does everything really, really well, but not one thing incredibly well.
The kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss. He blew him away with a high fastball. 97 on the Naka radar gun as Gore picks up his 3rd strikeout.
JJ's been the only Met base runner so far. He drew a walk in the first inning. Since then, Gore's retired 8 in a row.
Here's a 1-0. Driven on a line toward right center. That's going to split the outfielders and go to the wall. Martinez rounds first, heads to second. Thomas fishes it out from under the wall and fires in. And J.D. Martinez on for the second time today. So the Mets are in scoring position against Mackenzie Gore for the first time all afternoon.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swinging a slow chopper toward third, charging in Lipscomb. He gloves, he throws on the run. The stretch by Yepez, and they get the out. 2 pitch on the way. Swinging a little looping line drive toward short. Abrams backs up onto the outfield grass and makes a 2-handed catch.
Nationals something going with 2 outs here. Abrams is hit by a pitch, and now Thomas singles to right. We'll see if James Wood can deliver a run.
On the ground right at Lindor. They'll go to first with it. Side retired. 5 scoreless innings for David Peterson.
Ball 4, that loads him up. Brandon Nimmo coming up next. Now remember, he's a left-handed batter against the tiring left-handed pitcher Gore, so here's one of those inflection points, if you will. And the 1-0 driven in the air to the gap in left center. That's going to burn Davey Martinez. It's in for a hit. It's going to clear the bases. 1 in. 2 in. Lindor racing to the plate. He scores standing. 3 runs in on a double by Brandon Nimmo. And the Mets are leading by a score of 3-0.
And that's going to be it for Mackenzie Gore on pitch number 95. A 3-run double by Brandon Nimmo.
Dylan Floro, the new pitcher, 2 out in the 5th. J.D. Martinez, first ball swinging, lines it over short. Base hit left field. Around third, Nimmo coming home. Woods throw to the plate. Head first slide. Safe at the plate. And down to second goes Martinez. On the first pitch from Dylan Floro, J.D. Martinez drives home Nimmo. The Mets have a 4-0 lead.
That's pulled over the bag. That's a fair ball. It hits off the sidewall. That'll bring in Martinez. Alonso heads to second. Woods throw coming in, and Alonso is out at second base, but the run does count. Alonso drives in the 5th run of the inning.
So, with 2 out in the 6th,
Jeremy Hefner, I think, for one last conversation, trying to push Peterson over the end line here in the 6th inning.
assuming he can get through Garcia one way or the other here, that'll get him over 100 pitches. Carlos going to push him a little bit here.
1-2 coming. And it's rolled over down to first. Blocked by Alonso. Side retired. 6 scoreless innings for David Peterson. Job well done. 5-0 New York.
We go to the 8th inning. Mets up on Washington 5-0.
Danny Young, the new pitcher, lefty for the Mets. So the hit batsman and the single. And now the Nationals have runners at first and second. Nobody out. 2-2 to Winker. Roll towards short, waiting on it Lindor. Long shovel to second, 1. McNeil to first, way too late to double up Winker. So they get the middleman. Wood is out at second. Thomas goes to third.
Young ahead on Adams, 1-2. And he struck him out on a slider in the dirt. 2 men down.
Yepez has drawn a walk, and Garcia will be the batter. With the bases loaded and 2 out of the 8th, and Carlos Mendoza out of the Mets dugout on his way to the mound.
Well, Garcia's up here with the bases loaded, 2 out in the top of the 8th inning. The Mets are leading the Nationals.
1-1. Grounded on the right side. McNeil hurries in to get it. Nunez gets his man, and the Mets shutout bid is intact. 5-0 going to the bottom of the 8th.
Big swing by Martinez. 0-2. He followed the 3-run double by Nimmo with his RBI single to drive in the Mets' 4th run of the 5th inning.
The 0-2 to Martinez, line the other way, a base hit. And J.D. Martinez, perfect afternoon, a walk, 2 singles and a double now as he's aboard at first with 1 out. 1-1 to Alonso. That's lined over short, base hit left field. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Mark Vientos coming up.
That's hit up the middle, a base hit for Vientos. Martinez being waved around third. Young's throw will go to third. It's cut off. Alonso slides in safely. 3 straight hits. Vientos drives in a run, and it's 6-0 New York. Bader's gone 0 for 3 today. Struck out twice.
0-1 to Bader, line to left field. That's a base hit. Alonso scores from third. Pulling into second, Vientos. On at first with an RBI single is Harrison Bader, who kicks the extra point, and the Mets take a 7-0 lead. And so that loads them up for James Wood.
My mind in Ottavino's mind right now, since probably the mid to end of June, the Mets switched him to just these roles where they kind of fell out of that high leverage spot of 7th, 8th, or 9th inning. And these mop-up games have not gone well because Ottavino in his blood is a high leverage pitcher.
Now the pitch. Fastball in there, strike 3 call. Ottavino got the sinker over the inside corner. Now there are 2 men away.
And of course, it's going to come down to Jesse Winker as one of the villains trying to break this shutout.
1-2 to Winker. Swung in and missed. Strike three. Put it in the books. Adam Ottavino finishes off the first Mets shutout of the year in their 92nd game, the longest they've gone in a season before throwing their first shutout.